Mercer's entire body was rigid. The anomaly hadn't found Terra Norte yet. Their compound had stood the test of time, stolen tech allowing them to hide in plain sight. But a swarm was approaching, was already there if the perimeter AI was to be trusted. Clear! The report echoed itself from every point within the compound, and he shook his head, not believing it. Stalking towards the central compound where Carl was housed, he found the boy outside and worked at his jaw to keep from yelling at his guard detail. Avora shifted his son behind her, extending her armored cloak in such a way that Mercer found himself looking at the parapets. Get him inside. He spared a smile for his son as he pulled away. Carl's small fingers curling at him in a wave tugged at him. He turned back to the parapet, his attention drawn to the highest dome, and closed his eyes. He found her on the edge of the dome, her toes poking over the edge in his mind. She could have killed his son multiple times. His mind screamed at him that she was top tier, that she was going to raise them to dust and blood. His heart leapt into the heavens when she did, her colorful wings glinting fractalized color. The guards caught sight of her as she crested her leap. His mouth fell as he watched her graceful movements stiffen, snapping her wings in with a harsh ka-chunk of metal that echoed through the courtyard. Mercer's eyes followed her as she turned in the air, facing her heart to the sky, and slammed her body toward the earth, landing with a thump that rattled his teeth and sent soil and cement flying in all directions. There were two known ways for the sworn to free themselves of the wings the anomaly used to subdue them. They could either find an anomaly-trained surgeon, a futile effort, or they could do this. His warriors halted their approach when weapons were thrown to one side of the crater. A vivid white hand gripped the other side of the hole, and the sworn pulled herself to sitting with a bellow of pain. She worked through her agony and hoisted herself out of the crater, onto the ground in a heap of shimmering white blood coating colorful, bladed wings that lay broken beneath her. Mercer moved to the waiting sworn, looking down at the masses of bruise and blood that he wasn't certain he'd be able to match their records. Her multicolored hair, her elongated body, and the flash of shining yellow he caught when she worked an eye open froze him in place. It couldn't be the anomaly's most valued assassin, could it? "You wouldn't kill him," he said, and waited. "He's a child," she croaked, disgusted rage dripping from her tone. "I would rather die." Hope filled his chest as the sworn finally lost consciousness. "Not today," he assured her. "Treat her here." The statues around him broke into action, medics taking the fore. "Get those fucking things off her and get her over to surgical. I want ingress paths completely destroyed." She'd never be shackled again. "Sworn are tracking inbound," a voice called out. "They want her back, eh? Full cover," Mercer said, eyes still locked onto shards that actively fought being pulled from the body they had possessed for so long. A white bag of lab-created blood was connected to her as the dome shifted over the compound. "We're ready to move her," he nodded at the medic, watching as she was loaded onto a stretcher and moved into the building farthest from where his son was kept. "Move her and Carl to the underground bunkers as soon as she's out of surgery. Give her a dedicated team. No shackles. Low security." Mercer saw his son peeking out of a window and waved up at him, grinning when the child bounced up and down, waving in return, his mouth moving with excited announcements Mercer couldn't hear. "You want the sworn near your kid?" one of the men asked. Mercer shrugged. She chose Carl's life over her own once. Perhaps she'll keep making that choice.